Hello and happy Friday to all the grinders out there. This is Behind the Six, and in the prep phase, you have me, Sinski, as your host. And today we're bringing you the latest updates and breakdowns of content creators and professional players. Our first guest for our first episode is one of the top collegiate players who plays for Converse Esports, also an upcoming streamer in the Siege community, incredibly handsome, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Josh Cole, aka IceCold. How you doing, dude? You know, and I want to know, what was the steps that you took to become as successful as you are now, pulling 60, 70 viewers?
I took community college classes during the summer, and then I got my GPA up, got some more credits so I can go. And then I ended up getting into Converse, and I finished my first semester, and now I'm taking my German class, and I'm still streaming the whole entire way, and I'm very blessed for this opportunity. So it's just, my whole mindset is just keep going, you know, never give up.
100%. And I think you've shared a bunch of your dashboard stuff on Twitch, and you're showing like the time that you're putting in per month. You know, there was a point where you were at 150 hours, 200 hours a month, and that's huge, especially being, you know, as small as we are, because I'm in the same boat as you, putting in those hours, dedicating, and then on top of that, you're doing YouTube, you're doing TikTok, you're doing this, you're advertising,
so much.
You started competing, the sleep, it starts to become deprived a little bit, and
it hurts, dude. It hurts.
I think that's the part that people really don't see in the content creation world, is that it doesn't start when you start your stream, and it doesn't end when you end it. It never ends. It's a 24-hour cycle. You're constantly thinking about your future streams. You're thinking, okay, what am I going to do for this stream? Am I going to dress up in a glizzy costume? Am I going to do a subathon? Am I going to play ranked? Am I going to play 10-mans? Am I going to play, am I going to stream my comp? Or, it's this never-ending cycle that you're always thinking about, because you're putting the community before you. And people don't understand how hard it is to become a content creator. You can diss a content creator for growing. A lot of people diss E2 Smooth. And yeah, in terms of the game, there is it's lackluster skill. The skill is very not there. But he's getting better. But he's getting better on stream. You see him making TikToks. You see him editing YouTube videos. And that's the kind of respect you need to give somebody, because this kid's spending his time growing a platform, and that hurts when people don't see that and don't notice your grind. But a lot of people do notice your grind. You got a lot of names, who know who you are now. Recently, you told me the last Twitter follow was Matthew, hot and cold, because you played in T3 scrim. And, you were like telling me, oh yeah, you said GG, and I got the Twitter follow. And
I was so happy, dude.
What's that like for you, being a upcoming comp player? You're playing in collegiate, and you're getting kind of your name thrown in the basket to these people who play professionally.
I've been trying to get outside of collegiate a little bit. My college team, we played the SCS standalone tournament yesterday. It was a double elimination. We ended up losing in our third game against One Shot, which is actually a CL team, and we ended up losing 5-7, and we went to the loser bracket, and we had the forfeit because of scheduling today. And it's just that experience of like going through different teams that have been playing for like years and months together, and just being basically better than them. And just, fragging out, doing what you want. The team, like my whole entire team was like hype. I was hype. I was bringing that energy. It just feels so amazing and so good. And it's just like, I just don't want to give it up. I want to keep going, and I want to see where I can go. And I want to say this, but this is just the beginning.
This is literally, Dr. Disrespect says, we're at the top of the mountain and we're only halfway up. That's like, I'm not a big bandwagon, follow the streamers and stuff, but that's one thing that he's always said that I think inspires a lot of content creators. And that's really the truth of it. Once you reach a peak, you find out that there's a taller mountain just on the other side, and sometimes you have to climb down the mountain you're on, and you have to go lower just to get back up. And obviously Siege is definitely one of those games where you have to climb down the mountain, and
It's
you'll get spikes. Yeah. So one shot, great team. Arguably one of the best CL teams out right now. I watch a lot of their games on Nerd Street. Shout out CDAPS and Cookies. All my boys over there. Love those guys. But yeah, they're a really good team, dude. Do you think that one day that you could probably I see you being a player for a team as big as them one day, like past this collegiate stuff, because I know people really don't see eye to eye with the collegiate and T3 and T2 teams, but do you think one day you could actually reach that point? And
I think so. I mean, the hours I put in, the time, like even every day, like I've been seeing a massive improvement, and a lot of people have been commenting on that too. And I just been putting clips on the TL. I dropped 21 kills the other day in T3 scrims. Yesterday I dropped 19 against some T3 guys. It's the improvement that wants me to keep going. And I think that potential that I have can definitely bring me up there. And I want to keep going. Like the summer, like my college team doesn't really play, and I want to get into like a T3 league. I want to play.
No, that's great, because I mean, like you really never know if you can do it until you put that time in, you put that effort. I mean, like I think comp is another thing that people really don't understand. You don't just show up to game day. You got to show up to scrims. You got to show up to dry runs. You have to VOD review, which is by far the fucking worst of all of it, is VOD review. But one thing I did notice, like I said, I've been a follower of your Twitch channel for about 2 years now, a year and a half, 2 years. And one thing I noticed is you were always really good mechanically. Your aim was always there. You had a great knowledge of where to, to place your operator and to utilize your gadgets and your utility. I think one thing that I've noticed, and I'm sure a lot of people have noticed, is your communication has gone skyrocketed up. It's not that, oh, he's pushing yellow. It's okay. There's one, he jumped in the bench. He's gonna come up yellow stairs. I'm holding. This is him. This is him. Like those calls mean everything. That clean communication, nothing too sporadic and yelling. Loud. That's one thing I've noticed. I've seen you in multiple streams. I've seen you play in multiple T3 scrims and through other people's streams, and I can just hear the communication. I can hear the passion behind it competitively, and that's great, dude. And I just want to congratulate you on that, dude. You're making huge ups, and I'm not even just talking about the content world. I'm talking competitively. Collegiate step 1, CL is going to be step 2, and next thing you know, you got your pro jersey for a team.
Who never knows, dude.
Our Beast Coast needs some players. Hit up IceCold, you know what I'm saying? But
give me a tryout, yeah. No, but it's just like, I think calls and everything else, like mechanics and the callouts, even when you get on drones when you're dead, it makes a huge impact to the team. And I think it's underrated that most people like don't want to get better with learning map callouts and getting on drones. They just sit on their phone after they're dead, or they just complain. But there's still more to the round. There's still more to the game, and that round can impact the game. It can get a momentum going, or something like that. Especially when you're with the team. If you're in a five stack, no matter what it is, you should be communicating. You should all have the energy. If 100%. Not, why are they on your team?
One player can change the entire demeanor of the team. If you got 4 players who are calling and giving amazing communication, right? But you got that one player who's bitching about the one cheater on the other team. That's gonna kill the vibe. You guys are gonna lose rounds, because now it's in everybody's mental. Oh, I'm dead. He's cheating. I might as well knock it on the camps. Now you try, because I believe that. I mean, I've been proven wrong, but every cheater is beatable in some sense. And I have come back from 03s. I have come back from facing cheaters. You've faced against your share of cheaters and have come back. Everything's possible, and it's all because of a vibe. You know what I mean? And the foundation of the team is based on the energy. If you got a couple people who are complaining and stuff, that's gonna ruin your mental. 100%. Doesn't matter how good you are. Speaking of mentals, speaking of players, I want to talk a little bit about the SCS and the CL teams, because I know that you're friends with a lot of these people, and you have a lot of knowledge on the competitive scene and where it's all at right now. There's a lot of teams out there that are huge. The rosters are disgusting. believe on Twitter I just read that investigation file just picked up Newers.
Yeah.
New crew.
Yeah.
You a fan of the new crew? You a new crewmate?
Yeah.
Or what?
I've heard a lot about him. We actually played one T3 scrim, and literally, like, he hit this clip. I clipped it, and he's like, "Yo, send me." I was like, "All right." So he followed me on Twitter, followed him back. It's like just connections like that, easy peasy. Yeah, but I mean, he's an amazing player. His mechanical skills are just out of this world.
Amazing player. I actually got to face against him in T3 scrims, and man, he's just. I killed him one time. I was so happy. I'm like, that's new. I didn't even call it the operator. I'm like, that's Newers down. You know, just he was on a heater. I think he dropped like 16 kills, man. And he was just insane. Just an insane, great mechanical player. He definitely has the passion, especially since he's with the Xbox boys, you know? And I remember watching Investigation File on the Go Force years ago. And then when I heard that they came back to CL a couple seasons ago, you know, and they're actually pushing, you know, with a roster, I feel like it's amazing. Silent's a great player. Kicksrow, right? Is on there, Inrio?
Yeah, no, Silent is I'm pretty sure Two-Face.
Is Silent Two-Face? Silent is Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like IF is. Yeah, it's Inrio. I think Arrow's on there.
Ariel.
No, Arrow. AERO. And then Newers now. Two other people.
Yeah. Wait, Arrow is on there. I was just DMing him the other day. I was asking him why to play ranked, and he was like, "I'm in a CS." And I'm like, "Oh, whoops."
No, they're definitely a good team though. Along with Chess Club, I believe we just won the T3 scrims tournament with Gunner and some other people, and I was like, wow.
Absolute maniac. Yeah. Gunner is a really good player too.
Yeah, and they beat like a Pro League, Challenger League team.
I'm excited to see where Doc is gonna go. I think he just left Mystic.
I think so, yeah.
But man, I went against him too in T3 scrims, and I think it was T3 or it was something. Wow, that kid.
That's probably T3 scrims.
Mechanically is gifted. I could not peek that man for the life of me, bro. I just suck, but it's fine. But yeah, I'm excited to see. It's shout out Hawks, and everybody with the T3 scrim guys. You guys are doing amazing work. I know he was really excited for the podcast. We're also setting something up. You know, a relationship with T3 scrims, gonna, you know, just kind of promote it out there, and they're gonna help us out, help them. But a lot of players are coming into these T3 scrims. Senville just set up a T4 scrim, TM's thing for the players that couldn't get into T3. There are a lot of players playing these. Yeah. What is something that do you think is pushing away the people from actually just playing the ranked competitive? I mean, cheaters is huge, right? Lethal just got detected. You know, we still got Top Frag, we got Clar.gg, we have someone said Joe Bump is still going on. I don't even.
Good God, dude.
I don't even know. Then you got the chat bombers, you know, with the Arabic. How is this fixable? Like, I mean, can Ubisoft fix this? Do you think, as a player, as a comp player, and as a content creator? Because this is hurting content creators everywhere. What do you think it would be the step that Ubisoft could take?
I mean, it's definitely doable, but it's just they need to either invest in a better anti-cheat, or they need to, you know, they're gonna work with players coming up. They put out that update, which I was very excited to read. But they said something about paying people to get people banned, like as in, you know, find out about the cheats and stuff. And I think Pengu or King George tweeted this a while ago. They just brought it back up, but they should hire some like not customer support, but like, you know, like private investigators, right, to watch streams, and they could ban manually people even though they took it out, but they should add it back. It wouldn't make sense, you know. It's kind of like Apex, kind of like I saw an Apex report from someone on Twitter, and they said something bad in chat, and they got banned for a day, and it was like within 2 hours. I'm like, why can't Ubisoft do this?
That is
like,
unbelievable. What? I've actually been in Valorant games where cheaters gotten banned, and it just cancels the game altogether. You know?
Bro.
We need that in our fucking life. I don't know who is in charge of the stuff with Ubisoft, but that needs to change, man. That needs to change.
I know.
We're sick of it. I don't want to play your game anymore if I'm going to be facing ACXXY and he's, you know, tracing me through the wall with his hip. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
awful,
that. It's
dude.
it's frustrating.
So bad.
And you know, I would love to. I love this game, man. I love Siege. I've been playing it for 7 years. I've been playing it since I remember when the alpha came out. I remember when the beta came out. I played it. I remember playing in the beta and remember old Oregon being the map that, you know, but we played T-Hunt. We played T-Hunt when the game first came out, man, and we were holding the bomb down. That shit was hard to us. You know what I mean? And I was just talking to some people. I'm like, I miss when cheating used to be a mod menu that used to pop up on your screen when you entered a ground war in Modern Warfare 3. I miss those days rather than me getting spin botted from spawn.
Just ruins the mentality too, man. Like, even with content creators like us, like, it's like, you know, everyone's like, oh, you know, rank means everything, you know. Oh, why didn't you get champ? You're not good if you don't get champ. It's like, how are we supposed to expect to get champ or high elo when there's just people spinning on maps and we lose? There's elo glitchers now. There's just everyone. Like, I don't understand how, you know, it's like the little kids, man. It hurts my head a lot.
It's really belittling, or not belittling, but it's really stopping me, demotivating, I should say, demotivating for me to get on, start the stream, and play Rainbow. It really is hard because I'm like, I don't even R6 tab kids really, but you can just tell. I mean, like, when they kill you, you're just like, oh, that's kind of sus. You go back into match replay and these kids are chasing you through hip and you're like, man. And you're doing this on stream and you just, do I want to spend 3 or 4 hours playing, right, and dying over and over again because this kid can see me, or do I want to switch to another game? And that's the hardest part, because there's been a lot of Rainbow players who have switched to Valorant and switched to these games, you know. Mo Digga, I know Butters did it for a while. I don't know if he came back. I know Siege was in a really bad state, and every pro was playing Valorant when it came out. Foxa and Laxing, they grinded, you know, to a high rank in Valorant. You know, Foxa ended up switching back. So did Laxing.
There's nothing like Siege though. It's just unique.
It's a fix. It's definitely a fix. I mean, like, I could play T-Hunt for hours. If I could stream T-Hunt and get viewers off of that, I would do it, man. I would do that for hours. I love doing that shit. So I do want to look at some tweets, you know, of you and some other players, and I want to get your opinion on it. I just want to see what's in the mind of Josh Cole.
Sure.
So on January 2nd, Pengu had tweeted, and this was I think the Monday, right? I think was it Monday or was it Sunday?
Yeah. No, Sunday.
Yeah. He said, after playing the NA Go 4, I can conclude that EU over NA. What a shit show. GG's. Yeah. What, I mean, like, that's a huge tweet, you know. That got a lot of eyes. You know, a lot of pro players in the NA side had spoken on that and said, what the fuck are you talking about, Pengu? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're using a Go 4 to reflect the skill in NA. What's your thought on that? Because, I mean, a lot of people have had mixed emotions. I've seen Naps comment. I've seen a lot of players, you know. I've seen, let's see, Pengu went on a whole tangent about it. I've seen Foxa tweet. I've seen Laxing tweet about a Merc, you know. All these players, even Bikini Body, you know what I mean? Like, they all tweeted on this. What are your thoughts?
So there's some context behind that. Pengu played against, I think it was either Needles or someone else, but Pengu was in the finals against them, and there was 2 players on an account called like Recruit Love or something, and they were trolling, but they were winning, and all they ran was like, you know, M870 with SMG11 with Nitro Cell and barbed wire. And I'm pretty sure he just based it off of that, but it's like, I don't think Recruit should be able to be played in Go 4s and, you know, somewhat like, you know, T3 scrims and stuff like that, because it's literally a troll. And if that never would have happened, then the outcome would have been different between everyone. You know, he probably never would have tweeted that. But even watching someone back, like some of his games and stuff, I mean, I don't know how yesterday went, but he played the SCS calls with himself, his girlfriend, Ashton, and some 2 other Mirage ladies. he subbed in for. But it's just the competitive nature right now is like I don't think people are really taking it serious. Like some teams like are, you know, they're disbanding, and
Right.
it's like they have potential, but you can't just like, you know, give it up after one go. You got to keep going. That's how you learn as a team, you know.
100%.
G2, I mean, back in the old days, they used to win all the time, and now they're losing, and they still haven't given up. But it's just all about consistency and how
It's
much work
all
you want to
about
put into it.
It's all about consistency. And I think, you know, at one point you have the same roster and people start to know how to counter some things that certain teams are doing. One big thing, I remember one of the biggest changes on the G2 roster at first was picking up, what's his name, as a support. Was it Kayak? I can't remember his name.
I have no clue, to be honest. I don't keep up with G2 anymore.
They picked up a support player, and it literally changed. It was Kayak. It was Kayak, and this is when they had first picked up. At first, they picked up Citizen, which was huge. Citizen is an amazing mechanical player.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Game knowledge, everything. Then they picked up Virtue, and they had dropped. I think they had dropped Uno. I can't remember. They dropped Pengu for Kayak, I believe. I think Pengu had left, and then like the next day they had picked up Kayak. But like a lot of these teams, you know, like as soon as they picked up Kayak, he was dropping kills on the board. He was getting the walls open. He was getting plants down. Like one person can change the entire.
They just need the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that's what a lot of teams, you know, need to start doing, is start kind of moving out of the box. Maybe not change rosters, but I mean, like look at XSET, look at Beast Coast. I mean, they were doing old strats on maps. You know, they were playing the same. Still, I think it was a Canadian, because he's on Dark Zero now, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was going against his old team on Oregon, and he was doing the same strats that he did on his old team on DZ, and they got 0-7. They got blown out the park. Actually, I think they got 1-7. I can't remember. But that's one thing that like I've always like noticed, that is you can't take your old team strats and put it on a new team. You can't do the same thing. You got to change up. You have to think outside the box. You have to play outside the box. That's what makes you a significant player, is changing the tempo and having the other team not read you moving at that tempo. And that's one thing I think that NA does that EU really doesn't do. Another big region in Pro League right now is Latin. LATAM, they're gunners.
I love them,
dude.
They're so fun to watch.
They are. I remember watching back in like year 2, watching BDS, you know, Black Dragon play, and they used to always bring Glaz out. They brought Capital out, you know, and they were just fucking full sending straight into sight. And I remember and that was when Siege was such a slow game, and you're like, man, those players are playing like really selfishly. Like they're just going in, they're not using utility barely. Yeah. Little did we know, 4 or 5 years later, that's the key. Just move fast, bro. Just full send. You know,
hot drop, just all drop at once.
Yeah.
Do everything at once.
The glass is a big part, bro. You put glass on the Easter Pell and border, man. You just smoke that single wall, and you're in. You just get the plant down and get plant down first 30 seconds. I remember a huge player was Nesk. Man, I remember that was like one of the first pro players that actually caught my eye was Nesk. Fucking one of my favorite players. Watching him, obviously watching Vertical Gaming play too is like one of my favorites, because you gotta rep the NA scene, you know. Flip side, I still talk to some of the flip side guys too. Zilchi, shout out Zilchi.
God damn, man.
OG.
God damn.
I love Zilchi, man. Yo, what a great player. He has so much knowledge in the game still too.
Yeah, I watch his stream sometimes. He hasn't lost it.
All right, the next tweet will be your pin tweet. We win Grand Finals 3-1 of Collegiate R6 and go undefeated the whole season. Win nuke for the team. Shout out to the homies Thunder, R6, Braindead Aimer, Avian R6, Lokirio R6, and you dropped 15-5 in the last game on the scoreboard. What was the feeling going through you? Like just winning that, knowing that I remember you're like, I just got like $300 with R6 credits.
Yeah, dude, I was so. I mean, not only that, but it's like it's just significant that it was my first season ever playing somewhat, competitive. Like some people don't count collegiate as comp, and I understand that in a way. But still, like, I'm still trying, I mean, we made the finals. It's not like, they're not good teams. They made it, throughout the playoffs and everything, through 16s, 32s, 8s, 4s. And it's just at the end there, like, going into that game, it was best of 5. And I remember we played the day before, I'm pretty sure, or no, it was a couple days before. And we played Akron, and we beat them. And Akron was, like, the number 1 team at the time. And they've won, like, 18... what's called CR6 tournaments and stuff, and the league, and we beat them, and we're like, wow, we can do this. We're playing Purdue, we haven't played them yet, and just going into all those maps, the first bank I believe was Bank. We brought the momentum. We did really good. I think we ended up losing on Oregon afterwards, and then we won Club, and then we won Villa. And going to Villa, we're like, all right, we got this. Let's end this, and then afterwards we can go party. And we brought the momentum. We were doing really good. We did everything that we did normally. We changed a couple things. We worked around it. And we ended up getting defense. And I clutched, well, I think it was a 1v1 with Thunder. It was like a 2v3 and a 1v1. I was like 1 HP. And this guy was on laying down on the couch. I saw his head. I actually posted it on the highlight video that I made, and I saw his gun. Hey
guys, if you're listening to this, make sure you check out IceCold on YouTube. I forgot to. I mean, we talked about him being a content creator, but please, guys, like check out his YouTube, amazing content. Check out the TikToks. I'll put his info, in the bio, whatever this is gonna be on for you, Spotify, YouTube, whatever, Twitter, I don't know. But yeah, please follow my boy.
Thank you, Sen. But when I killed that guy in the 1v1 and I downed him and stuff, it's just like I jumped out of my chair. I was literally right here. I was playing at my desk. I jumped up and I yelled so loud, dude. I was the only one here. I just remember them. I was like, fuck, dude, we're winning this game. Ended up getting more kills. The Jaeger, it was the last round. I was, me and Thunder were holding downstairs in Memo. I was in library, he was in Memo. And he yelled at me. He's like, hey, Ice, how the fuck did I die? And I'm like, dude, my bad. And I refragged him, and then I killed another guy at top, and I ran up red stairs, and he said, last one was in Master. And they said statue. I'm like, oh shit. And I was looking behind me for some reason. And the guy ended up coming through statue door, and that was the last play, and we won the game. And the guy yelled. I was like, oh fuck. And then we had the interview afterwards. Dude, and I called my mom straight up there. I'm like, Mom, I did it. I did it.
Yeah, just, that's huge. I mean, that's step one, man. I mean, like, think about like the pros that have come from Xbox. I mean, Slash Hug, Laxing, Modiga.
Yeah.
It starts. Back then, it started with a Go 4 win, and next thing you know, you were playing. You're playing lands. You were coming to the majors. You're playing
things you couldn't think of.
Invitational. You were performing, on stream for 100 viewers, and now you're performing for a few thousand in person. Like it starts with that. It starts with that. And I fuck the people who downplay whatever you're doing. There's a lot of people who say, oh, collegiate ain't shit. Collegiate's not that. Yeah. There's some colleges, that don't have the best of teams, but there's some colleges that got a fucking raw team, and regardless of their skill level, they're still going to do everything in their power to stop you from succeeding. And that didn't work in that case. You guys blew out the season undefeated.
Yeah, that was nice.
That is huge. And, I'm just so happy to see you succeed in this competitive level. At the same time as content, I remember streaming for Tempo Storm myself, and you were streaming for the Disrupt Gaming community.
Yeah.
Now you're in Wichita Wolves. Huge.
Crazy, dude. Give me the check mark, man. Yeah. I want the check mark.
It's great. Dylan. Which by the way, yeah, Dylan, the owner of Wichita, help us out, man. Give Josh Cole over here, his little check mark. Give him his impressions. Get some. Gonna have the DMs all filled up and stuff. All the congrats. It's gonna be exciting, dude. What was one thing that really caught your eye to join Wichita? I mean, like they have a huge roster. You know what I mean? Like, or they're the big dogs at one point.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to become a little bit more consistent. But I mean, they
I
had
went 4-0
Forrest.
yesterday too.
Yeah.
And the SCS calls was good.
Forrest had just left, but I remember the lineup being Forrest, Abunai, Mohesi. Freak is a freak.
He's good.
You
as
know
fuck,
what I'm
dude.
saying? Like,
He's
he's so
good.
I'm about to
So
shave
good.
my eyebrows, man. See if it gives me powers like that.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, but I mean, they hit me up. They were like, "Yo, you know, I think it was either Scrimsy or Blaine, and Blaine's now he left. He joined a bigger org.
Congrats
But
on
he
Blaine.
was like, yeah, he did so much for me. I can't thank him enough. But someone DM'd me and they're like, hey, you know, we want to talk to you about joining Wichita Wolves, and you know, they were an upcoming team. We talked about it. You know, they might get in Pro League, and they didn't actually get it. I think it was either CL Quals,
Yeah.
something like that. I think they lost out of it. And then we were disappointed after it. But now they're coming back. They're looking good going into 2022, and they were like, hey, you know, we want you to be a part of our content creating team, and you know, we want you to be there for the growing experience. I was like, all right. You know, I didn't have an org after I left DGC because DGC didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, no,
to be honest.
it was the same thing with a lot of orgs. I don't want to throw any under the bus. I mean, we are a very explicit channel, but I also don't want to make enemies. You know, it's just burning connections through words. But yeah,
I mean, they knew it too. Oh, actually, you know why I got kicked out? Because of that whole Pojo incident. I forgot about that, dude. So, back, it was like 2019, I think it was. I played Pojo, and they thought I was cheating and stuff. And there was no one on else to raid, so my chat's like, yo, why don't you go raid Pojo, man? I was like, okay, you know, might as well. And I ended up raiding him, and he banned me from a chat. And he's like, you know, we don't want your toxic viewers here. And then after that, I regret doing some stuff. I donated some money to him, just, yeah. But I ended up getting kicked for it.
Yeah.
It kind of, yeah. But
no, I've
whole
raided
incident.
Pojo a couple of times too, and this guy. But I mean, like, it's really hard. I mean, like, if there's a reason why these pros don't play, you know, ranked as much anymore, is because of the fact that there's cheat. Like, they don't know who's cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know.
You
really never know.
And like, I obviously we know you're not cheating, but I mean,
Hopefully.
yeah, you could be. I don't know. Let's check his PC. But I mean, he's like, oh, what is it? Lethal? That's old news, man. I haven't opened that in months. Yeah, I don't know why that's there. It's my Arc mod editor, you know? But yeah, no, it's just like, you can't blame him for being on edge, but at the same time, like, there's no grace with it. You know what I mean? Like they don't really investigate. They don't ask a question. They just do, you know? And it sucks because that can really set you down content-wise, because now their viewers think you're a cheater. But in reality, you're not. Another player that, you know, got accused of cheating and stuff was Newers. And he came back hard, and now he's in the competitive scene. He's on investigation.
He's killing it.
He's killing it, absolutely killing it. And that's just turning the tide. That's amazing to see. Another tweet I want to bring up is you for a subathon. I remember because I donated a few subs. This is when I was broke. I donated a few subs, and I'm like, man, I might as well. I gotta support the homie.
Yeah.
And it's October 30th, Halloween stream, live all night till I'm tired, and it ended up being a subathon. And you are wearing the Glizzy costume. I just want to know what's going on in your mind when you're wearing this thing. Like, I sent it to you on Twitter, right here. What's going on in your mind, man, when you're putting this thing on? Like, you're just like, is it just casual? Is it like slipping on a shirt, or is like, are you like, damn, I'm hot?
It's not hard. I mean, it gets hot in there. Trust me, it gets hot. But
like
it's just
the first picture here. You're getting like the sexy eyes. You know, you got the.
Oh yeah.
You got the Ella thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was cool. I like taking, you know, like seeing progress throughout the years. And I like seeing, you know, oh, you know, this is what I looked like a year ago and stuff like that. And I mean, when you like, I think it's for all streamers, but it's like when you get gifted like subs and stuff and bits, you know, people come in, they chat. It's like I just don't feel like I ever do enough, you know, to thank them. It's just like a simple thank you never goes like I just can't say thank you without, you know, saying it over and over again. And I think wearing the hot dog suit somewhat, I mean, I look a little funny in it, but I think it shows a little bit of appreciation, you know.
It fits.
Yeah.
You know, it fits the personality. It looks good. Reinforce actually happens to have a hot dog suit. Who do you think wears it better? You or Luke?
Me
You?
for sure.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Benjamin.
Yeah, it's time to
Me.
give up the suit, man.
Me.
No one likes it. Sorry.
He's gotta get a banana. I think a banana.
I
will
think
look good on
banana would fit. I mean, I would say another costume, but it's probably not appropriate. You know what I mean?
you. Yeah.
We're on the same track as a hot dog, though.
Yeah.
I just ain't it. You definitely wear it better, man. But how did that even come along?
It was 2019. I think it was. I didn't know what to be for Halloween. And I'm like, you know what?
I said, fuck it, I'm gonna be a hot dog.
I'm gonna be a hot dog dude. Got at Walmart for like $25, and ever since then, Glizzy Cold. That was my alt name, and that's what they called me. Made an email for it and everything. And yeah.
Made an email, glizzycold13@gmail.com. You know?
No, an emo, a Twitch emo.
Oh, an emo. I thought you said made an email. I'm like, man, you dedicated a life to that.
Yeah, I made an emo for sure. It's like for the spam, you know, where all my spam goes. Where all the
Glizzy
shit.
guy. Oh yeah, we know what subscriptions. We know about it. Trust me.
Bro. Oh, listen.
Dude.
Listen.
Hey, listen. It's our little secret here, you know, between us and the listeners. However many listen.
Yep.
That's huge, man. You're an amazing player. You're going a lot of far places. I know. A little bit of a time stretch, you know, like we're pushing because you know you're like, oh, I gotta stream, I gotta do this or that. So Stormy was supposed to be the co-host. She couldn't make it, unfortunately. She had a meeting with her actual job.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad to just sit here and talk with you. It's been 40 minutes. We even talked a little bit before that. You know, it's amazing to see someone I've created this relationship with make it so far and get to talk to them on something like this. Talk about the
just
game
the beginning.
They're struggling, man. We're in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
We're down horrendous. I'm telling you, man.
Horrendous.
Hashtag save siege.
Is there anything you want to say, dude? You want to shout out anything? You want to, promote yourself? Where can people? I mean, there's people that are gonna come on here from different regions. Oh, there goes the camera. Hello.
Focus.
Yeah, it's not gonna focus. Okay, there we go. There's gonna be people that are gonna be from different regions that are gonna check this out. Probably. Where can they watch you? Is there a time schedule? Is there a place?
I mean, with college, kind of everything is just all over the place. I usually post in Discord, but all my socials are IceColdR6. I always post when I'm live, and I try my best to post on everything. Instagram hasn't been working really, so I've been posting that. TikTok, I gotta post more in there, and YouTube channel's kind of growing a little bit slowly. Getting that motivation back, but it's just college takes away so much of my time, especially because I want my grades to be good. I'm taking this single January class right now. It's like business management or something like that. And it's like a 1 month, and it's like super fast paced. And it's like every day I'm taking like 4 or 5 pages of notes, doing assignments and stuff like that. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let people down. So I still try to balance it in a way.
And one thing that people don't really talk about is the mental health between streamers.
Yeah.
And you just got to make sure you're in the right mental, because I'm gonna admit I haven't been in the right mental as a content creator, and it's been really hurting my streams. Sometimes I don't want to stream. Sometimes I just feel like I don't have any energy. I'm not driven, and that could really affect the content you're creating. But you keep the energy up, keep it straightforward. You act like a streamer. You act like a content creator and a comp player when needed, and that's huge. And you're making it so far. I can just see years from now, whether it be in Siege or something else you pursue, dude. Like, the work shows. The work shows. Another person that does is Garfield, and you and Liam. I talk to Mariah about this all the time. I'm like, man, I'm just so proud of these guys, because it's just like, one, they came from Xbox. It shows a little bit of hope for me. I came from Xbox, and it just shows like I'm just so happy to support my friends and them actually go somewhere. Like that's huge to me.
I still got a long way, dude. The job's never finished. What Kobe Bryant said, right?
Yep.
Job ain't finished.
I'm thinking about what fucking Alex says. What does he say? He's like, he keeps the stove hot, or no? What is it? What does Alex say?
He used to block high. That's what it is. He used to block high. Too funny, dude.
I love Alex. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this podcast of Behind the Six, episode 1. Ice Cold, Josh Cole, collegiate player, also content creator. Shout out his socials, shout out everything, Twitch, it's all going to be in the bio. On the next episode, which is going to be next Friday, we're going to be having Biologic, ex-pro player, for Continuum, and I think he played on TSM. Am I right? I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Huge player, huge person. We're going to ask him about the game. Make sure you guys tune in next week on Friday. This is Behind the Six. Sinsky is your host, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Deuce!